Hello everyone, this is NaniCodes. Welcome to Placement Ready series. Let's discuss today's daily Leetcode challenge question. This is a medium level question. Maximum area of island. Okay, let's read the question briefly. You are given a m cross n binary matrix grid. An island is a group of ones. You may assume all four edges of the grid are surrounded by water. Okay, the area of an island is the number of cells with a value 1 in the island. So, this is a area of island, this is a area of island with 4, like that. Return the maximum area of an island in grid. If there is no island, return 0. Okay, this is a given example. We should return the value 6 as it is a maximum value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's discuss the algorithm of a code for getting a better idea about a question. Okay, friends, let me explain the algorithm of a code by taking this small example. It's a 3 cross 3 square matrix. We need to traverse every element of our array, every element of this 2D array from 0th position to last position. If any one is triggered, we need to call a recursive function. So first, we'll come from 0 to 0, 0 comma 0, 0 comma 0th element, sorry, 0 comma 0th element, 0 this is equal to 1. So now here we need to check all the four directions of the 1, left, top, bottom and right, all the four directions of the 1. If we triggered any one at any direction, we'll call a recursive function again. For example, if we are at I comma j position, if you are at I comma j position, we need to check top, that is I minus 1 comma j, and bottom I plus 1 comma j, and right I comma j plus 1, and for left I comma j minus 1. We need to check all these four directions to update the values of our array. So first, when we are at 0 comma 0, we have already triggered 1. So the temp will be 1 at this case. Temp will be equal to 1 here. Now when we traverse for left position, it's out of bound index. When we traverse for top position, it's also out of bound index. When we traverse for right, it is not an island, it's water portion. When we traverse for bottom, it is an island and it is equal to 1. So we need to come down, and for this we need to call recursive function again, and we'll update the value of temp equal to 2, and we'll update the value of I comma j for where we are standing first to minus 1. I comma jth position of a grid will be uh, updated to minus 1. So that we will not count this again and again. So when we are at I plus 1 comma j, that is position here, that is this position I plus 1 comma j. For this position, will again check all the four directions mentioned here, as mentioned here. We'll get a left. When we traverse for left, it's out of bound index. When we traverse for top, for now, as the top this element is already traversed, it's now equal to minus 1. This position is already equal to minus 1. So now we should not include this value in our temp. For bottom position, it's a water position. So now we'll come to now we come to right position. Here we again encountered 1. So we will update the temp value to 3. Temp value is now equal to 3, and the position of this value, that is I plus 1 comma j value, will be equal to minus 1. Like this, will traverse whole the island, and we will update the value as of temp equal to 6. and we need to return temp, the value of temp, and all the values which are traversed before will be equal to -1, so that we can overcome subarray problems. uh, okay. Okay, now we start coding by using this algorithm. Okay friends, this is the coding part built using the previously discussed algorithm. First, we need to traverse every element of our array and every element of the grid, 2D grid, and we need to check whether the element is equal to 1 or not. If the element is equal to 1, first we need to call a helper function. Here, here we wrote the function of a helper function. When, so we'll discuss using this example. So when, if grid equal to 1, we are calling helper function. So we use this, we use this example 1 1 1 1. So when grid equal to 1, we will call a helper function. Here temp equal to, when we come into helper function, the grid value will be updated to -1. Here 1 will be updated to -1, and temp will be equal to 1, and here temp equal to temp plus helper function. So temp equal to 1 plus helper function. So now we will again call the helper function if the grid of I comma j is equal to 1. So now we will come again to helper function. Now, so the recursive part of a program will be like this. So first temp equal to temp plus function, temp equal to temp plus function. So temp is equal to 1, temp plus helper function. Now 1 plus helper function, let me remove all this value. Okay, temp equal to 1 plus helper. If we get again 1, now the temp will be updated to 1 plus helper function. If we not get 1 here, the helper function will end here, and the temp will be updated to 2, and we will return temp equal to 2. If the helper function again, if the next traversed element is equal to 1, we will call helper function again, and we will update the value 1 plus help function. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal to 3. Temp will be updated to 3, and we will return the value 3. The same code is written here. Temp equal to, this helper function is used to traverse all the 4 directions of an element. Now if we consider this element as I comma j element, the upper element is I plus I minus 1 comma j, the lower element is I plus 1 comma j, and the left element is equal to I comma j minus 1, and right element equal to, and this one equal to I comma j plus 1. So we are, when we are at here 1, we are getting 1, we are when we are traversing all the 4 directions, here is already -1. So when we are getting to this 1, we will call helper function again, and the temp value will be updated to temp equal to temp plus helper function. Now here temp equal to temp plus helper function will be updated when we call this, when we call this one, temp equal to helper plus temp equal to temp plus grid of j plus 1 comma I comma j plus 1, I comma j plus 1. Here we will call the helper function again, and the recursive statement will be, the recursive function will be called once again, and the temp value is updated, and we will return the value 4 after completing this box, after completing this 2 cross 3 box. Okay, thank you.